Greetings, telecommunications students. My name is Chance Longo, and welcome to my presentation on telepresence. Now, some of you have never heard of telepresence before, and some of you have perhaps used it in your workplace. I wanted to start by providing you some questions to think about as I go through this slideshow. Teleconferencing, and also, of course, telepresence, is a form of telecommunications. And in order to understand how important it is to have this kind of technology today, I think you really have to go back in time and look at how far we've come. From the days of smoke signals and carrier pigeons to the 1800s, to telegraph, and eventually the telephone, to radio, to television, to cell phone, to internet. We've come a long way in telecommunications, and I feel it will continue to go ahead and try to increase our capabilities in this area in the future. And just for entertainment, here's a brief history of some of the advertisements we've seen for supposed new technologies throughout the year, from radio to mobile phones and all the way to what's relevant here in this slideshow, teleconferencing. So why are these improvements in communications technology so important? Well, this is really where research and theory goes ahead and meets business application and practitioners. I think it could best be explained here through richness of communication. I want you to think about a time maybe perhaps you sent an email or a text message and it was grossly misinterpreted by the recipient of the message. Maybe perhaps you got into a fight or argument about this message. Maybe perhaps you were trying to be helpful, you were completely innocent, and the recipient thought you were kind of being a jerk to them. All right. Now think about it. May perhaps if you were sending this message and talking to them about this face to face, would this message be misinterpreted? Well, maybe perhaps the reason your message was misinterpreted was due to the richness of the communications. If you take a look at this graph over here on the left-hand side, you'll notice on the horizontal axis we have richness of communication channel. Right, starting with something basic like pen and paper, moving up to email conversations, to video conferencing, to face-to-face. And you'll notice as we move from left to right here, the communication effectiveness also increases as we move from that basic written communication all the way to face-to-face. Now, if you're looking for a definition of what telepresence is, it's mainly been defined by those that have created this tool for business. So here's a quick definition. Simply think of it as a more real or a richer teleconferencing device. So how is telepresence different than traditional teleconferencing? Well, with telepresence, you can go ahead and expect high definition video, multiple cameras to really capture the whole room, full surround sound, collaboration tools, and even virtual reality type environments where things could be controlled from a remote location. In the spirit of richness of communication, here's an actual look at how traditional teleconferencing differs from telepresence. On top, we see what traditional teleconferencing looks like. We've probably been there before. On the bottom left-hand side, we see a whole town communicating with another town via telepresence. In the middle, we see a kind of a business application of a conference call where people seem to be surrounding the folks in this room almost like they're around a table. And over on the right-hand side, you see two folks giving each other a fist bump like they are sitting right next to each other. Now, you might ask, how can I go ahead and get telepresence for my organization? Well, it's not cheap. These systems can run anywhere from $5,000 perhaps at the cheapest, all the way up to close to $100,000. It all depends what you want to use this for. Some companies might use it for HR and hiring and interviews. Some might want to go ahead and actually have a collaborative team of engineers building something together. Whatever you might need it for, these organizations have been providing these telepresence systems for some years now, and they continue to get better. The world is becoming one big virtual office, and it's important that we pay attention to the richness of communications we get between individuals and workers around the world. It's hard to predict exactly where we'll go in the future of technology and communications. One thing we are certain of is that it's very important. Thank you for watching my show, and good luck in your classes.